Sorry. I just realized we're like a minute late. We're like a whole minute late. What is happening? I feel like we've betrayed our audience. Betrayal. We promised them a 2 o'clock show, and it's 2:01. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Anyway, what is happening? It's Sunday. It's your favorite show, Sunday Live Haul. I'm Katie. This is Vicky, a.k.a. Victoria, a.k.a. LV Pink Panther, a.k.a. my fiance.
That was very close to Splack.
I know, right? Splack! And as you can see, I am feeling better, you guys. I wasn't like, I don't usually get like super sick. I was just kind of like, I was feeling poorly. I was feeling a little poorly, as I like to say. But I kept pushing through. And then by the time
pretty
after
crappy,
it's like
cranky.
It's like after we did Friday's show, it was like I just kind of hit a wall and I just needed to like sleep and
So we did not go to the concert.
No, sorry. I told her she could go without me. She didn't have to like take care of me, but she didn't like leaving me at home sick.
No, I didn't want you to be home alone sick.
Yeah, so I'm okay now. Didn't really get sick. I know Lorna's like feeling like
Lorna's dying.
Glad to see her in the chat over there. How better to distract yourself than with me being obnoxious, right?
That's got to be great for somebody feeling poorly.
Pretty much. What is up, everybody? Oh, I see Pat Norman in the live chat. Woo! He usually doesn't make it. Anyway, what is going on, everybody? Glad to see you here. A couple things. I did want to say, I did want to give our condolences to Ryan and Allie Roots. I don't know, for those of you guys who do follow them and stuff, they were in Chicago, but their poor little baby Leechy got really sick while they were gone and ended up in like puppy ICU. And I don't know exactly everything that happened, but they had to leave Chicago early and come back home, and they were able to make it home in time. But she did pass away last night, and we were really sad about that. She's like the most adorable little Pomeranian, right?
She looks like
really cute little fluff ball. And we're really hurting for them because, I mean, we have fur babies. We just lost one somewhat recently. So
I had to put my old lady down back in April. I'll tell you, I still cry about it every couple of days. I miss her. So I'm going to get teary-eyed, but I was crying reading Ryan's post about the baby.
Well, it's tough because it's like, we lost Pickles, but Pickles was an old lady and she'd been sick for a really long time. And I think you had there was a good year there where you were
at least a year that
you were like, it could be next month. I don't know. Leechy wasn't an old pup. And so this was definitely like out of the blue. It happened suddenly. And it was really hard for them having to deal with being away and traveling as fast as they could to get home. So
I'm glad they made it home to be with her anyway.
Yeah, me too. But we just want to say that, we're thinking about you guys, Ryan and Allie, and I know they had put a post up saying they were taking a break from social media, which is totally understandable. If you guys do follow them, definitely send them a message or whatever, because I'm sure that all the condolences and nice things that they're hearing from people help a little bit. It's always nice to know people are thinking about you.
They have their puppies in their videos a lot with them, and they're really cute.
Yeah, so we're really sad about that. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up since I know that they're probably not going to be around for a while. But anyway, yeah, I'm feeling better. We've got a party we're going to later. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? I want to show my Sprezza box really quick.
It really excites you.
It does. Okay, guys.
She is not sponsored by this company.
I'm not sponsored by this. The only reason I want to bring this up is because we're going into the holidays, and I know that some people are always looking for good gift ideas and things to get for people. Sometimes it's hard to figure out what you're gonna get. So I wanted to tell you guys about this thing that I used to get this a while ago. I got it for almost a year. It's one of those subscription boxes. You know how they have ones for makeup. Have you ever done any of them?
No, but I know we did the one that was it was like a trivia one or something like that.
Yeah, we did that one that was it was like a serial killer hunter, killer hunter or whatever.
Yeah, hunt a killer.
But they have a bunch of different subscription boxes. They have a lot of beauty ones. So for women, or
they have socks ones. They have underwear and bra ones. They have the shoe one, the shoe dazzle.
But there's Ipsy and there's a whole bunch of different ones.
Yeah.
I don't, you know, I wear makeup, but I wear pretty much the same thing I've worn for the last 20 years. Like I'm not passionate about makeup that I want to get like a box of assorted items every month. They have fashion ones where you can get like women can get dresses and whatever, and you can get shirts, but that's kind of going to be hit or miss, right? But I get this one called a Sprezza box. I just signed up for it again. And seriously, I'm always so excited when this comes in the mail because I think it's like 28 bucks a month. I think it's like a super good value.
Oh, Chris says she gets the Walking Dead subscription box. So
oh,
that's probably
what?
cool.
What is that one? I also gotten like Horror Block, but they went out of business, and that one you got like a cool horror T-shirt and like different, like I have
a horror T-shirt.
A horror T-shirt. Like I have a bunch of little tchotchkes back here that are like little action figures and stuff like that. You know, stuff that comes. I don't know where my little guy went, but anyway. But this one, it's like every month you get a tie. So this could be for a dude. This could be for a lady such as myself, a little more androgynous, likes to wear masculine clothing. But like every month you get like a really nice tie. Usually you get a cool pair of socks. And I got like, I'm not going to wear, this is the one thing I'm not going to wear that's in this. It's like a bro bracelet. You know, but it's different stuff every month.
A bro bracelet.
I call it bro bracelet. This is like a cool little notebook, so you can like write stuff in it. There's like a fancy pen in here. Really nice heavy weighted pen. And then one of my favorite parts of it is that a lot of times they'll send pins or tie clips, and the tie clips are like, the pins and the tie clips are kind of my favorite part. So check this one out. And it's funny because I was just telling you that this is something you could get me for Christmas, is some cool tie clips. But look at this. It's like a little pair of glasses, but it's a tie clip. And so I totally, when we go out, like we're going to go to a party today. This is why I'm bringing it up. We're going to a party tonight, and I'll totally be wearing this new tie clip. And sometimes they go, now not always, but sometimes they go overboard and they send something really cool, like this time, a watch, a nice watch. So again, when we go out and I want to look fancy, I'll wear a watch, I'll wear a tie, I'll wear my tie clip, and I feel pretty cool. So again, I'm not trying to sell anything.
How much is this box?
This, I paid 28 bucks. This particular one, because of the watch, is probably like a $200 value. Usually the value is like around 100 bucks, but you're paying 28 for it. So if you like wearing cool socks and you like wearing ties, which I do, it's totally a cool thing. So you can get this as a gift for somebody.
All except for your bro bracelet.
My bro bracelet is the only thing in this month that I'm not really digging. So
all right.
Seriously, guys. It's a good present. I'd be happy if I had gotten it as a present. Instead, I got to get it for myself because this one over here, she doesn't love me.
Do I have to I have to take this out already? Stop talking.
Pretty much. Anyway.
And we got something fun in the mail.
What did we get in the mail?
The thing that was on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Where did I put it?
It's in back of us.
I haven't been able to put it up yet. Where is it in back of us?
It's right there.
Oh, it's right there. You guys, check it out. This came in the mail. So Karen, who was in our boss group, I don't know if she's watching live or anything, she had posted this because she saw it in the thrift store, and then she was encouraged by a bunch of people to get it for us. Look at this. We will be putting this on the wall, but I don't know if this looks like anybody you know. Anyway, it's awesome because I didn't realize it's like actually like on a tin, so we'll be able to just like put that right up. So awesome.
Slightly disapproving.
Pretty much.
Oh, that was funny.
Pretty much. All right. Sorry for like the ridiculously long intro, and apparently I was doing an ad for Sprezza box.
Apparently so.
But seriously, if you need to get somebody a present, you can just get them like a month.
They should sponsor you, for crying out loud.
I love it. Anyway, anywho.
So we want to talk about our numbers for the past week.
Well,
first?
I know you want to talk about your numbers because you were like, I think I'm going to sell 500 million things and blow you right out of the water.
I feel braggy this week. Yeah. I don't always, don't get me wrong. If you've been watching us long enough, then you know that some weeks are good and some weeks are not. But I'll tell you what, my store has been on fire.
This is the best week you have ever had selling online, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Would you say?
Yes.
It's like kind of ridiculous. Like and it's
not just one thing.
No.
I've been selling a huge dollar amount every day.
Yeah, it seriously is ridiculous. And my sales actually went down a bit this week. But again, we talk about the EKG. And so it's like, I know when I see that it goes down for a few days, I'm like, well, it's just getting ready to pop right back up again, which is actually what it's doing pretty much starting like yesterday and today, it's starting to go back up again for me. But when we look at our numbers for the week, I look pretty sad and pitiful next to you.
You don't. That's a really good week. Any other week,
I know, that's what I'm saying though. It's like, it's ridiculous. Like your week was so crazy. Okay, so we'll start with me. I'm gonna bust out my numbers because I want you guys to be like, oh, that sounds really good. You did a really great job. Because if I go after her, you're just gonna feel sorry for me. Basically, is what's gonna happen. Okay, guys. Here's what we got going on. Andrew wants to know if we're familiar with the promoted listings bug. I don't know what you're talking about. Type it out on the side and I'll try to check it out. Anyway, so this last week on eBay, I sold 33 items. My gross sales on eBay were $1,443.49.
I rounded.
Whatever, I don't round. Why you get off my jock, as Teresa Cox says, as T Money says, get off my jock. Okay. And on Etsy, I sold 8 items for a total of $682.91. So altogether, I did 41 items for a gross total of $2,126.40. Okay. Now we don't take out all of our fees and our shipping and all that stuff when we do our Sunday numbers, but when we do our weekend numbers on Mondays,
you at least get
you can see everything
average.
You can see everything, but my COGS, my cost of goods for those 41 items was about $202. My average sale price was $51.86, which is really good. I've been doing like in the 40s a lot, but for the last week it's been $51.86. And as far as, when you see us break down our numbers on Mondays, we've kind of figured out that we're always somewhere around 60 to 65% net. Mm-hmm. So my net, with my COGS were really low this week. So I did a net of 65%. So if I did 65% for net profit, it would be $1,382.16. And 16 cents. So not too bad.
I don't give you the cents.
Again, like the last week,
I think that's awesome. That's any other week you'd be like, that's a great week.
It is, but we're in fourth quarter. And so for the last week to do less than 1,500 on eBay is actually pretty low for me because I've been well over 2,000. So
we haven't been listing as much. So we're just starting to get listings going.
Right. So it's definitely dipped down. And if you actually, I'm going to show really, really quick because I just want to like make this like show you guys what I'm talking about. So you can see these are actually my numbers for like the
EKG chart.
My EKG chart. So you can see like it's like it goes up and down. You see it go along, and then you see how it's like it really like went down. Like seriously, Thursday I did $112 on eBay. Like that for me, and
it's a crappy day.
That for me is a crappy day. Like anything under 200 really isn't a great day for me. If I can hit 300, then it's a good day, and anything above that, obviously. But that's just so you can see right here, like today I'm already hitting close to 300. I've got some Etsy sales for today. But you can see it's just, I know it's starting to trend up.
I have not had a day under $300 this entire month.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
And even though I'm over 9,000 for the month, it's like you can still go back and see, like I had a day where I had $89. I had a day here, it was barely over 100. So you just gotta kind of trust in the EKG, as I say, and understand that
you never know.
You always want to be working hard, and you always want to make sure you're on top of things and getting a good schedule down and being consistent with what you're doing and always improving, and don't get bogged down with it's like we say transactionally only on the daily. And what happens when you buckle down and you get serious about getting ready for fourth quarter and you go nuts all summer and you just really like make sure that you're ready for those winter months? What happens? What happens? What happens?
All I know is somebody had said, this is not my best month I've ever had, but this is my best week I've ever had on eBay. Our month to month between eBay and Etsy is within $200 of each other. So we're doing great. But this is for me. Okay. So eBay, I had 73 sales this week in the last 7 days. Etsy, I had 3.
Guys, I had 33 sales on eBay. What is happening?
Colorado, Liz says, mine looks like an EKG where someone died and then they took a shot of espresso. Yeah, pretty much. So anyway, so I had 77 sales total for a total of $3,742. My average sale price is about $49, so $48.60. I'm rounding up.
You guys, say that number again for your total.
$3,742.
And 41 cents, bitches.
So my approximate cost of goods was $310. And if you take 65%, which is generally my average, 65% of that for my net profit is $2432.59. So
like, what is happening? You guys, my net is like under $1,400. 24, like, what is happening? You guys, I found me a sugar mama. She is going to keep me in the lifestyle to which I have become accustomed.
Okay? The lifestyle to which you would like to become accustomed is actually
okay, well, we can start now. I mean, you did order me in some sandwiches, so I mean, life's pretty good. Life's pretty good right now.
Hey,
guys.
I treated her to Capriati, so I don't know.
Pretty much. But anyway, I just think that shows, like you said, that you have like 1,000 items in your store more than you normally do this time of year.
More than I did last year.
More than you did last year. Mm-hmm. So now, granted, last year was when we were doing the whole long distance relationship thing and having to travel back and forth every 2 weeks. But it just shows like it makes a huge difference.
Yeah. And this has not been my best month ever. I'm like just under $11,000, I think, or just over $11,000.
We're within like a couple $100s of each other.
I'm just over $11,000 in the last 30 days. I have done better, but not this year, and generally not in October into November. So I'm like, Jesus, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. So it's just nuts.
And let me just tell you, I had a dismal April through end of August. So like to the point where I was like, I don't even know how I'm going to pay my bills. I was bitching to her every day saying, what am I going to do? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So, and I had never experienced such an awful slowdown. So I'm very grateful that things are looking the way that they have been. I have been really working hard, and instead of just stopping back when everything was really slow, I really did just buckle down and work harder and list more and buy more and stock my store for the fourth quarter. So
Sunny says, wow, I need to be able to do all that. What are the tips, gals? Well, okay, so here's the thing. Like, if you are following us and if you're in the Boss Facebook group and you're taking part in like the 2 or 2 challenges that we do every day, and we do our Wednesday, listing challenge, listing party. Honestly, we've said this before. When you figure out what your sell-through rate is, first of all. I'll say that first. Figure out what your sell-through rate is. If you have a decent sell-through rate, if you can look at...
And my sell-through rate, can I just tell you, is normally around 8%. It's around 11 or 12% right now.
Yeah, so, depending on what you sell, if you want to figure out what your sell-through rate is, what you do is you take the total number of items that you've sold in the last 90 days. If you just go and look at your solds, you can see that number. Divide that by 3. And then take the number of current items you have listed in your store, take that number that you divided by 3, divide it by that total number of listed items, move your decimal over 2, and that's going to give you your sell-through rate.
Right.
But anyway, really so if you have a decent sell-through rate, then really it's all about bringing up your inventory. And I know I'm oversimplifying.
Your average sale price and your inventory, making, good choices on what you buy and what you buy them for and what you sell them for.
Yeah.
So we have a new watcher, Andrew Gregory, said, I'm new to this channel. What type of items do you ladies sell? If you just keep following along, we're going to show you our solds of the week, our highlight of our solds of the week, and also our haul for this week. So that'll give you a general idea of what we do sell.
Yeah. I sell all men's clothing.
And I sell everything.
Some new, but mostly used, a lot of vintage, a lot of higher price stuff. I was just saying my average sale price for the last week is over $50. She sells a little bit of everything, but we do go for higher average sale prices. But basically, bottom line was what I was trying to say to Sunny is, yes, there's a lot of things that go into how you can be a successful seller. So you want to kind of get dialed into best practices. You want to have good pictures. You want to have good items for sale that people want. You want to make sure you have good policies. And once you kind of get that dialed in and you have like a good sell-through rate, it's like it really tends to come down to, okay, now if you want higher sales, then you just need to be selling more items. You can't do it with 100 items. You have to have a decent inventory.
Can someone in the chat give the formula for the sell-through rate again? Because I know that people in the chat do know how to do that, so we can move on to the next thing.
Oh, I was asking them to do that.
Yeah. There's a bunch of people in there that can answer that question.
Okay, so anyway, but I would just basically say...
Because she talks really fast. I get it.
Sorry, guys. Well, it's a little bit... somebody needs to give it like a good visual of it. Anyway, so let's look at what our sales are for the week. Our sale highlights, our sold highlights is basically what I'm trying to say here. That's what I'm trying to say here.
Your highlights.
Our highlights. All right.
All right.
I'm going to share the screen here, and we're going to start with Victoria.
Okay, so I'm not going to inundate you with the St. John stuff, but the St. John that I picked up at this garage sale 3 weeks ago, thanks to Heather with Exclusive Elegance, she gave me the heads up for this garage sale, and it was really an estate sale. I picked up, I don't know, something like 35 pieces of St. John, and I'm selling every piece consistently for $75 to $130, depending on what it is. I can hold out for more money, but I have between $7 and $12 invested in each item, or $7 and $15 invested in each item. So I'm okay taking the 75, or when someone sends me an offer, I'm not holding out to try and get 150 on each item on these. I just want to turn it and burn it, especially because this particular
Whoa, she's going to turn it and burn it, guys. Guys, listen up. She's going to turn it and burn it. I feel like we're like on some sort of afternoon, like you're listening to the radio while you're in traffic. She's going to turn and burn it, guys. Listen up. We're going to be back in 5 minutes. She's going to be turning and burning it.
I'm going to punch her. Seriously. Anyway, so what I was trying to say is sometimes I am looking for the quick dime and not the slow dime. So,
Allison's right. Cold sore lives do matter.
So I sold this for the price that you see there. It was on sale in my store. It had actually it was more than a week old, so it rolled into my new sale. So it was $112. I have about $12 invested in it.
So you bought a bunch of items. How much did you spend total at that sale?
$275.
$275. How many of these pieces, how much have you made total on the pieces you've sold so far?
About $800 so far.
That's awesome.
And I still have half of it left.
That was quick.
And it's all been in the last 3 weeks. So yeah.
Guys, Binky's in the house. That's my sister right there, hanging out. She just yelled.
Binkster.
Yeah, she is all about turn it and burn it. And she talks fast too. Yeah, it is. It's within our genes, that's for sure. Sometimes we talk too fast from my grandma. She says it's a bit much. All right, I'm going to go to my first one.
Is that what she says? We talk too fast?
No. She was saying that she talks too fast too. And it drives my grandma crazy when we're talking to her, especially my sister, because she talks even faster than I do. All right, my first one I'm going to share with you guys is this Warcraft 3 t-shirt. Now, this is not a vintage t-shirt. We talked about Blizzard before. Blizzard is a video game company. And so like World of Warcraft, there's, people are really super into it. I actually just sold, there was another one that I had sold like a while ago. I don't remember how much I sold it for. It was like that weird one that I sold for like $80 or $100.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was for a lot. So these ones, I will just
They actually have a Blizzard Con every year, which is all about their, their games that they talk about. Yeah.
And so, so a lot of times I'll price really high, especially if I don't see the exact same t-shirt, and I just see what happens. And this one, I mean, I've had it up it's probably been like a month or two now. I kind of forgot about it, and I sold it for $65.
That's a lot.
And it is a lot. But you gotta remember, like, some of these, when you're talking about something that has a very specific audience that's like super hardcore, which is definitely true with the gaming community and like World of Warcraft. There are people who like to collect this kind of stuff. And so it's one of those things, have faith in your items. If you're not really super concerned about selling them fast, you can go ahead and price them high and see what happens. And so that's what I did. Sold this puppy for 65 bones.
Now, this is one that I just kind of threw in there just to tell you guys, like, keep an eye out on discontinued, like household cleaning products and things. So I paid about $1.50 for these. They were in a bag on the wall at Savers. I paid $1.50. I listed them and sold them, and I probably left money on the table, but I listed them and sold them for $45. And they were up for less than a day. I want to say less. I think they sold the same day.
Are these the only ones you have? I thought you had. Didn't you have
no,
more?
I only got 2. Damn it.
Were there more?
No, there were only those 2.
Well, at least you're not full of regret.
So you know how some people talk about, we all know to look for the Scrubbing Bubbles shower cleaners, the shower cleaner stuff. That sells really high, but this is another one that sells really high. So. Yeah.
Real quick, Sunny busted out the sell-through rate formula over there in the chat, guys. So for those of you watching right now, you can go ahead and see she definitely, I think she made it very clear. And if you're watching after the fact, check it out in the chat. It's right there. She said, I'll just read it right now. Sold listings last 90 days, divide by 3. That number divided by the total number of listings currently. Move the decimal over 2, and that gives you the sell-through rate. What is up? So Allison apparently is going for a walk on the beach in the rain. Rude.
It's awfully romantic sounding.
I don't know. I think it'd be more romantic if they hung out with us. But no, I guess not. Guess not. Anyway, good sale. Good sale. All right, next up, I sold this Pendleton cardigan sweater. This is a vintage 50s. I said 50s. Let me just see what the reason is. Okay, so basically, this is one of the ways for those of you who are curious about how to like date Pendletons. So if you see on this tag, it says made in the USA. That's all well and great. But you'll notice it does not have the little wool mark. Is that what it's called? The little wool mark logo?
Yeah, yep.
So there's a little wool mark logo that you'll see on a lot of Pendleton items. And I think I have another item that might have it on it. I'll show you in a minute. It's not there. That was introduced in the 60s, I believe in the early 60s. So when I don't see that on the Pendleton tag, I can go ahead and assume it's probably going to be the 50s. And so that's why I said this was 50s. It was in really good condition. It's alpaca and wool.
Because somebody asked, Chris asked, isn't alpaca wool? Yeah, alpaca is wool, but it's very specific kind of wool.
So this is like, so half alpaca wool and half, I guess, sheep wool. And so sold that for $65. People love them from Pendleton. They love those from cardigans.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next one for you.
I sold this little dude. I picked him up for about $1, maybe $1.50, and on the plush wall, he was listed for. I showed him in a haul, so he was listed for about. My photo's not even really good. I'm looking at it. It's not because he was very shiny, so it was hard for me to get a photo when I brightened it up. So it looks a little bit dull there. But in any case, cute little stuffy. I sold him for the price that you see there, $96.16. It was just a sale price, and they paid, and he went off to his new home.
Yep.
Paid about $1 or $2.
Now, I do want to point out really quick, sometimes when we're talking about vintage items, sometimes people assume, like we'll talk about how like a lot of times t-shirts and stuff like that, and when they're made in the US, most likely they're vintage.
Mm-hmm.
And some people, I think, assume that if it's made in China, it's not going to be vintage. But this is where you can kind of see, like, it's got right on the tag. It was made in 1989, and it was made in China. Like, and I know there's like a lot of like 90s,
a lot of clothes,
streetwear stuff that was made in China in the 90s. So don't get caught up in the idea that like, oh, if it's made in China, it must be new or newer or not vintage. All right, so next up, speaking of cardigans, guys, here's another vintage 50s alpaca wool cardigan sweater, and I sold this one for $70.
Woohoo!
And this is like a really nice, it's a really cool Sears one that's in awesome condition. And you can see, again, with the tag. Now, sometimes people want to know, how do you date stuff? Okay, again, I can't say 100% this definitely was made in the 50s. I'm pretty sure I went through, I found a bunch of other tags. This looked very similar, this like all caps Sears.
Well, it's pre-1967 if it doesn't have a care tag on it.
Yeah. And so and I was able to find other Sears tags from that era that had the all cap Sears and looked very similar to this one, and this alpaca. And so 50s, it's a pretty fair bet. Anybody that like is super knowledgeable in vintage and is buying from me, they're not going to buy it if they think
you're wrong.
Yeah, exactly. So my point is, as I like to joke, there's no vintage police other than sometimes you'll get messages from people getting angry at you, whatever.
Yeah, I had one last week. This is not vintage.
It's okay. It's okay to not know 100% for sure when it's from, but I'm fairly positive this is from the 50s. And I sold it for $70. So anyway, again, cardigan sweaters do really well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, another 1989. That's your year today.
I guess. Good year, 1989.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite year for music too. So 88 and 89. Anyway, this I did show in a haul. I picked this up for about $4. And then it was missing a couple of pieces that I paid $6. I bought the pieces from another eBay seller to make sure that I had all of the pieces necessary to make this 100% complete. So I had a total of $10 invested in this. I sold it for $125. And I will say, if you take a look at this particular thing, the sales on this have kind of tanked recently. I used to be able to get closer to 165 or so, but most people are asking between $60 and $80 for this right now. So I still sold it on the high end for sure.
And you only had it listed for like what,
less than a month. So have faith in your items and price them high. Stop racing everybody to the bottom. I did have it priced at $169.95, and then it went on sale, and I sold it at that sale price. I had a lot of lowball offers in the couple weeks it was up. So I only had $10 invested in it. I will tell you, the sucker is heavy. It weighs about 8 pounds. It does not fit in a flat rate game box or any type of box, the priority box that has been invented. I had to Frankenbox it, and it weighed a ton. So I did ship it FedEx ground, not priority. It was not going to go anywhere near any of the priority boxes.
How much did it cost?
It cost me $18 because, of course, somebody in Florida bought it.
But that means you still cleared over $100 on it.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, guys. Again, we talk about when we're talking about like, oh, you should price it high. Now, that means you still have to have the stuff people want, for one thing. But when you do things like when I say remove all obstacles, and you're doing things to have good policies and following best practices. If you look at her listing, she's got free shipping, which, you don't have to do free shipping for stuff that's heavier like this. But there are some people who do check the box.
This one does not have free returns.
Yes, it does.
Oh, does it? Okay, it does.
So,
don't you dare.
However, come on, look at her numbers for the last week, guys. There's a reason for that.
I have taken off free returns on the heavier items. Yeah. This particular one, you
screwed up.
I screwed up.
But my point is that you ship worldwide. You have free expedited shipping.
I had plenty of offers actually that were international on this. And I will tell you, the biggest thing is that this particular thing weighs a ton. So the international people, they kept trying to get me down a lot lower on the price because it was like $80 to ship it to Ireland. Somebody in Ireland really wanted it. But I was like,
But you got a lot of things going on here that make your listing stand out. Not to mention the fact you have a high feedback, 100% positive feedback. Not that we say that's the end all be all, but that does contribute to pushing you up higher in the search along with a whole bunch of other factors. So anyway, that's why you can be confident in pricing a little higher. All right. So, Allison says, I just paid $6 for Casey's GD cinnamon roll. That's love. Do you realize how many pairs of $200 boots you could have bought with that $6? Like 12, right?
At least
12 pairs of boots, because she pays 50 cents for everything she ever gets. All right. So I just sold this pair of Adidas basketball shoes. Check out the size, guys. These are 19. These are size 19.
What did you ship those
suckers are huge. I shipped them in a poly bag.
Those are clown shoes. Who the heck has a size 19 foot that is human?
I believe I think they went to Israel, actually. So these went internationally. I sold these for $97.99.
I don't even think Andre the Giant had a size 19 foot.
I'm pretty sure I bought these for like $20. So here's one of the things. I will go to Ross and I'll buy shoes from Ross. And a lot of times the really big sizes get marked down big time because there's no dude with size 19 feet that's going to be walking into that particular Ross to buy a pair of shoes, most likely. So a lot of times the bigger shoes end up getting clearanced out. And so I bought this pair for $20. It was like 19 something. And they were listed for a little while, but I sold them for $100 to a dude in Israel who paid $50 shipping. So he paid $150 to get this pair of shoes. I basically took my shrink wrap roll, I wrapped them up, I put them in a poly bag, a very large poly bag, and I used Pirate Ship and their
not kidding.
Simple export rate. And I think I made like an extra $10 in the shipping on this because I was able to save so much on my shipping. And I paid for insurance and everything and sent those suckers off overseas.
Now that may have just answered Andrew's question. We do not use eBay's global shipping program. In fact, I highly recommend to not use it. You'll make a lot more money and sell a lot more items if you learn how to ship your own international items. It's very easy. It doesn't make a difference whether you're shipping something to Israel or Idaho.
Here's the thing, Andrew. So we both ship everything ourselves directly, and I just have calculated shipping through eBay, so it determines based on the weight how much it's going to charge the buyer. And then we use Pirate Ship. It's a free shipping program. They have a special program called the Simple Export Rate. You sign up for that, and it saves you a ton. So I actually put insurance on everything I send over. Vicky still doesn't, but I do just because the price that they pay through eBay for their international shipping.
I do insure some stuff.
Yeah.
It's over 100. Over 100.
It more than covers the cost. So I make a few bucks on every international sale I do. Plus, because I do free shipping domestically and they're paying for shipping. It's like these shoes, had I sold these domestically, I mean, they're huge. I would have, even with these, I would have ended up spending probably a good $12 to $14 to ship these domestically. And so I made way more money because I did my own shipping. If I was using GSP, I would have had to pay to ship them to Kentucky. So.
And Michelle, can you check global shipping and offer to ship yourself? No, I believe you have to choose one or the other when you list the item.
Yeah, I'm telling you, especially if you are somebody who thrifts and you're not putting a ton of money on your cost of goods side, there's no reason for you to not be shipping internationally, in my opinion. So.
It's
you're
not
gonna make
that
a
hard
ton
to
of,
do.
You're gonna make a lot more money. It seems intimidating at first, but I promise you it's not hard.
So I sold these books for the price that you see here. I paid $7.50 for these. They sold for $110.
I totally thought it said Polio Society, and I'm like, why is there a Polio Society?
And as you can see, they were not in perfect condition, but I put them in a box and they were shipped media mail. So it says economy shipping because that's the way they went. It was free media mail. I think it was like $5 to ship them. They weighed a ton because these are some thick, heavy books.
I mean, with books, there's no reason to not use.
Yeah. Nobody's expecting you to send them expedited. If they had wanted to, they could have asked me. It was one of the options.
Have you added expedited shipping onto your listings like this? So that people can pay for it?
Yeah, I have an option.
It does? Okay.
Yep, I have an option. Priority anyway. I don't do overnight. I don't have that as an option.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, see, Sunny agrees. It looks like the Polio Society, okay? So I'm not crazy. And I'm pretty hilarious, so just saying.
Yeah. So they sold.
So Frenchie says you can use both global shipping program and Empire. Listen.
I honestly don't know.
I don't know how.
Honest, I've never even looked at global shipping. I've been shipping and selling far longer than global shipping existed. So I have no idea what it looks like. I have no idea how to use the program. I
honestly don't see any reason to, but I do know that like on at least the way mine is set up,
customers.
I actually have global shipping turned off completely. So I'm not really sure what the process is for having both, but
I'm going to tell you, if a customer is given both choices, they are never going to choose global shipping.
Yeah, that's very true.
They are going to pay more every time.
Yeah. Okay, so next.
eBay is not shipping it for you for free. They are making money on every item. And there's nothing wrong with that if you want to pay for that service.
It's under the guise that is making it easier for you and you have more peace of mind. And I'm just telling you, in the last year, I've done $20,000 in sales just internationally. It's like 20% of my sales. And
the buyer pays for the shipping every time.
And it's cheaper for the buyers. There's any of our Canadian sellers that are in the chat right now can attest to this. A lot of Canadians will not even buy from somebody who uses global shipping program because it costs them so much more money. So you are going to see an increase in sales and you're going to save so much money yourself.
Especially if you're somebody that does free domestic shipping. If you do free domestic shipping, that applies to all of your items that are going to Kentucky using global shipping as well.
Yes.
Which means you are eating the shipping cost on every item. If you sell your item internationally and you're selling it yourself, you are making the money on that shipping every time. So I'm happy to sell and keep my shipping.
Yeah. And I've had very, very few problems. Every year, of course, I have like there'll be a couple of items that there ends up being an issue. Although now it's like, now that I've actually been doing insurance and everything, I've yet to have to use it. But I've only ever had like a couple of issues. And seriously, when I'm making $20,000 in a year just on international, the one or two problems I might have is so non-existent that it doesn't even like compute. So that's kind of one of my big things is like really kind of preaching the whole like direct international shipping, doing it all yourself, as well as using the best shipping methods as possible, like what we've talked about, like with cubic shipping and stuff like that. Anyway, moving on, North Face. I have these fleece jackets. I think I've shown this one. I've only had for like a little over a week. I think you
just showed it last week.
Yeah, I actually took like a lower offer on this than I maybe would have normally, but my sales weren't like super great this week. And so sometimes when you're feeling like your sales are a little bit lower, I'm going to take an offer that maybe I wouldn't have normally. So somebody offered $70 for this and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take $70 because $70. I mean, I paid like $5 for this jacket, maybe.
I think they were priced super low.
I mean, yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I think one of them was like $4. I think you're right. And it might have been this one that was like $4.49 and I got 20% off of that. So that's an even better point. So yeah, so this particular style of North Face jacket is really, really popular. So again, I probably could have sold them for more like this price right here, this $97.99, but I took a $70 offer, so I'm fine with that. Colorado Reworn says, I'm weaning off of GSP. I'll be totally off of GSP and full global in 2019. I'm telling you, you will not
Sherry, Sherry, thanks for popping in the chat, by the way. Sherry Gall in the chat. We love Sherry.
Yep.
You can choose to ship to specific countries and dip your toe in, and you can do, you know, your own shipping to, say, Australia and Canada, because those are probably two of the most popular countries that purchase from the U.S., and then use the rest through GSP. And both Canada and Australia offer full tracking all the way to the country and to the home. So that is that's a pretty good idea too, if you want to dip your toe in to try it that way, because you have there is a lot lower chance of you losing an item going to one of those two countries.
But again, overall, I'm telling you from my experience of shipping, you know, so many packages over the last few years, all over the world.
I know, we've said it.
Cutting off a whole country, there's just not really any point. But yeah, so Colorado Reworn, the basic bottom line is
Chris needs a 12-step program.
You can offer both, but only to specific countries. Only one to one country and a different option to another country. You can't have both of them within a listing. It's only going to show one. Okay, so next one for you.
So this is just, again, this sold for the price that you see right there, $96.16. I think I maybe paid about $10 for this. Picked it up at a Savers. It was huge.
Yeah, these Tuffy jackets. I actually saw, it's funny because I actually saw this hanging up on your rack this last week, and I thought to myself, I'm really surprised that hasn't sold yet. So it's funny that it sold. I guess.
Well, I had it priced higher than a lot of the others. So, I'm willing to wait. Yeah. So I did have this for a few months. I think I picked it up over the summer. Not a big deal. I have no problem. And they paid, I believe this sold international. It did. This sold internationally, so they paid shipping.
I always sell these for like minimum $100. I mean, it's just this particular brand does really well. Yeah. Hello, my name is Chris and I use GSP. We're gonna get you off of that, Chris. We're gonna do it. All right. Next one for me is this Polo Ralph Lauren denim trucker jacket. I actually just listed this a few days ago. It sold super fast. And I sold it on Etsy. It sold for, you can see up here, it sold for $99.99. And it's just, it's just a basic, it's actually a little bit different than a classic trucker jacket. You can see by the pockets here. And it's really interesting. When I was looking at comps for this, I noticed, so this particular one, if you look at the tag, is just your typical Polo Ralph Lauren tag. And you can see on the back, it just has Polo Ralph Lauren. If you go look at like solds for this particular jacket, they have one that has the double R Ralph Lauren tag. You know what I'm talking about, right? So Ralph Lauren has different levels, and I think double R's are highest, isn't it?
I thought it was Black Label.
Maybe Black Label. So there's Black Label, there's
Purple,
double
label.
R. And the double R one, and I swear it is the exact same jacket. It's got the same corduroy collar. It's got the same pockets with the one little flap right there. But the one with the double R sells for like $200. And I also have seen this one sell for a lot less than what I sold it for. But again, it's kind of having a better idea of what your stuff is actually worth. And I got $100 for this within just having it listed a couple of days. So
nice.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, Colorado Reworn. Now I ship to most safe countries and GSP to the rest. I challenge you to go all the way to the rest. You're going to be able to do it. Yeah, and you know what? Colorado Reworn, you said I still have luck with GSP and I know I can do better by ditching it. That's the thing. And you hear people, it's like the same thing with like offering returns or not offering returns. You hear people say, well, I know sellers who don't offer returns at all, or don't do this, and they do really well. And it's like, listen, if you have really super desirable stuff, you can sell and be a successful seller regardless of some of these things, like having no returns and stuff like that. You might be able to do really well. the thing is, what you don't realize is that, okay, but if you took returns or if you actually did all your own international stuff, you don't even know how much better you could be doing.
Right.
And so it's like
doing great.
Yeah. So anyway, all right.
Yeah.
Moving on.
So Sue Rollinger says, first time catching you live. Rally Root sent us your way. Oh, thanks for that, Ryan and Allie. They're good kids. I like them. I say good kids. They're just because they're so much younger than me, but they're adorable and very good business people.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely welcome. So I love this sale of yours.
Yes. Okay. So this is a badass sale, if I do say so myself. So I picked these up in a garage sale with Katie, probably late spring, early summer. And I remember buying these as a lot from the lady. She wanted like $3 to $5 a piece for them. I paid $40 and just bought every one. And then I got home and went, ugh, they're
you didn't even get home. You got in the car and started looking for comps, and you were immediately full of regret.
I was looking at them going, ugh, these things sell for less than $10 a piece. I'm definitely not going to be selling them one at a time. That's free shipping, less than $10 a piece. I was like, frig that. I'm just throwing them up in a lot. So these have been in my store on eBay for, since then. So like late spring, maybe April or May. They have been on sale there for as low as $75 for the lot. They sold for full price and then some, because all of my prices are higher on Etsy. I do not do sales on Etsy, and I charged for shipping. So these sold for $179.95, plus I charged $10 shipping. It actually cost me the 12 and change because this fit in a flat rate box, because this is about 8 pounds total. So I paid $40 and they sold for, let's say, $190.
That is awesome. So you were full of regret, and then it ended up being a good deal anyway. So that's really good. I love it when that happens. Yeah, Colorado Reward says, just getting through the holidays, told myself no policy changes in Q4. Yeah, I can totally get that. And you know what? Q4, you're probably going to do just fine anyway. And it'll be kind of cool if you like change that policy completely for next year, and then you can kind of see like what kind of difference it makes. Because Sherry said that she had like 1 or 2 GSP sales every month, and now she's having 2 to 3 international sales a week because she's doing the direct stuff. So
yeah, I agree.
Super awesome.
Justin, there's nothing so special about them, actually. They're just vintage lithographs that you would buy at the Disney store, and Disney people love them. They're great to frame. They're beautiful frameable pictures. They're great pictures. I love Disney, and this doesn't even have all the photos for some reason. It only shows a few, but yeah. I love Disney stuff, and people that like Disney or collect Disney, if you wanted to take these and frame them and sell them yourself, you could probably sell them for $40 or $50 each if you had a shop. So somebody might have done that. I mean, 55 of them, they can turn that into a ton of money. But for me, I was very happy because I certainly wasn't going to do that. I'm just looking for a quick flip.
Yeah, for sure. Colorado Rewarn does between 2 and 7 international sales a week, even with GSP. So that tells me you probably have you got some really desirable stuff that people want regardless. So that tells me like you'd probably be doing more like 20 sales a week if you were doing all of your rent directly. So that's pretty awesome.
You know what, Mary? I think that's a good question for you to ask Dana, who is House of Rocks in the chat. She is my assistant, my friend that has her own store, and she's been selling herself for over a year now. And I will tell you, when she just started out, she started buying quality items immediately because she learned very well and very quickly, and she has a great eye. And she was pricing them high from the beginning. So I think that it really depends on what you sell. If you're selling a quality item, you can command the higher price. It doesn't matter what your feedback looks like, whether you've sold enough or anything like that. I wouldn't really worry about that. I think if you're offering the right items and have the right policies and have good photos, charge what they're worth.
Yeah, for sure. But it is all about, you do want to make sure that you have good, because some people will, they like, we'll see people who are like, we don't know why we're not getting any sales. And then you go look at their store and they have really basic stuff that's not really very desirable. And they do have their prices unreasonably higher than anybody else's. And it's like, yeah, it's not just price high and you're going to do well. It's right. You do need to have good stuff. So Oshan Deals says, does it hurt to do policy changes now? No, not at all. I was just saying that, if you're feeling nervous or anxious about changing a policy and you're not ready to do it during the busiest season of the year, then I can totally understand that. It's definitely not going to hurt you to change your policies, especially if you're changing your policies in a way that's making them more lenient and desirable to buyers. So like, for instance, if you don't offer returns at all right now, It's only going to help you to start offering returns. If you charge for shipping right now, it's only going to help you. If you have items that you go first class or in padded flat rate, I would suggest switching over to free shipping. Add a little bit onto your price, and that's definitely going to help you. Just saying. Also, if you don't have options for people to pay for expedited shipping, let's say you have something that ships first class, you should definitely add priority on for people to be able to choose if they want to pay for it, because when you get to the holidays, they want to be able to pay for faster shipping. All right, last one for me. Another Pendleton item, guys. What? Yeah, see, I want to show right here. So you can see right here, it's got the little Walmart logo. That tells you. It also
says dry clean, so that tells you it's newer than the 70s.
It also says dry clean. It's got the Thinsulate thing in it. So I actually dated this as 80s. I don't know for sure, because the thing about Pendleton labels, this label right here didn't change for decades. It was the same in the 60s all the way through, probably till about the 80s. The 90s one looks a little bit different. So I actually dated this one about roughly 80s. And also based on the zipper. I don't know if you agree with me or not. That style of zipper, it's a little smaller,
I
but
would
still
say
metal.
I think you're good with that on the pricing. On the dating.
Yeah.
Let's see, what do we have here? If you have more than one store, is it okay to cross post? I think that's what that question was going to be. I don't cross post between eBay stores, but I do have more than one store, but one of them doesn't have anything in it right now.
But between platforms, yes.
I definitely cross post everything that I have on eBay. I also have I should say the other way around. Everything I have on Etsy is also on eBay.
Yep.
I only put my vintage stuff on Etsy.
Yeah, so this jacket,
I just take it down when it sells. I've never, ever, ever sold the same thing within moments on both platforms. I'm not going to say it can't happen, but if that were the case, I would cancel the sale on Etsy and ship it on eBay, because you don't get dinged on Etsy. Yeah, so on eBay, if you cancel too many sales, you will get defects for that, and you could eventually get your store shut down if you did it all the time. So you never want to do that. Save that for one of those instances where for some crazy reason, like something gets damaged or you can't find it for some reason. You really don't want to be messing around with that. Oh yeah, and the question is, you check out your sister store. Can you say that in your listings? You can say it. You can't put a link. Yeah, like Cheryl said, that's absolutely correct. You can't use a link, even if it's to your own store. eBay doesn't recognize that. The bots will just automatically think it's a link to something outside, and you don't want to have that flag your listings. So you can put down that it's that you do have a sister store and say the name. That's totally okay, as long as it's an eBay store. Yeah, so this is a really cool jacket, and I sold it for $150. And it was really cool because they actually bought a sweater as well. And so this got sent out. Somebody paid about $200 for this jacket and a sweater. And I have this cross posted on eBay. It's not against, I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen share. It's not against eBay policy at all for you to be cross-posting. Again, the only problem is if you were to sell them both at the same time. Yeah, see, Deb said it happened to her. I mean, it's got to be pretty rare, but it has never happened. I suppose if someone is searching Google for an item and they find it in both places and it's something desirable, that could absolutely happen. And guess what? Coincidences do happen. You never, it could happen. And it could have gone to the same person. You just need to know that it's much safer for you to cancel the sale on Etsy than it is on eBay. But hopefully, and you also want to make sure that you're on top of it. The second you sell something, if you're not asleep and or unconscious, whatever, you want to make sure you go and you take it down off of the other platform. And so you do want to be really careful with that. That's why, some people who are selling on like 5 different platforms, like I would want to mess with that. That's too much for me. I can handle dealing with, two platforms with, I've got 700 items on Etsy and I've got, almost 1,800 items on eBay. I can handle that. I can keep up with it because. Why are we so fuzzy? I don't know. I'm looking at this camera. Do we look fuzzy? Why are you so fuzzy? Probably a little bit fuzzy, but you know what? That's okay. So we need to get a better camera. That's it. You gonna say that every show? Yes, we need to invest in a better camera. I'll start doing some research into getting a better camera. Oh yeah, it was to the same buyer. Yeah, that's a Google search for sure. So they probably were like, heck yeah, I found 2 of the same thing. And they wanted to like be matchy because like how I want us to dress the same. No. Not really, guys. Not really. Anyway, all right. So it's okay, Martha. You didn't miss much. You just missed all of our. I did a lot of rambling for the last hour, and now we're ready. We might want to jump into our haul, but what did we do this week? What did we do? Oh, we went sourcing with Chris.
With Chris, yep. Chris was here in town for her anniversary.
Christiane in the chat. So Chris, we went sourcing with Chris on Wednesday, and then we sourced a little bit by ourselves after we dropped her off in the middle of the street.
Yeah, we threw her out in the middle of the street. We went to one more store and one close to home, and then I went the next day.
And I did not.
And you did not. So I went to a bunch of stores next day. So we did a bunch of savers. I did more savers on Thursday. I also hit Buffalo Exchange, and then I did like some retail arbitrage. I went to some Ross, Burlington, and Nordstrom Rack. Did that one. And then we were in Laughlin yesterday, and so we actually crossed the border into Arizona and stopped at a Goodwill there.
Yeah.
What's awesome is, well, awesome and not awesome. We got there and they were having 50% off sale, and so we were like, we're probably not going to find anything. You didn't really find much there. I was like, you know what? I bet I'll find some t-shirts.
I bought 2 little vintage dresses, which are cute. They're not in my haul, but they were $5. So
yeah, I was like, you know, maybe I'll find some t-shirts, because a lot of times the t-shirts I like, other people pass right over. Yeah, look at you, legit boss. See, I don't know. See, this is the thing about this camera, is it's all fuzzy, but when you get close, it's nice and clear. So I don't know why it's being so fuzzy wuzzy.
Tap your camera lens.
Yeah. Ooh, tap it. Tap, 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 tap. How's that? It's still fuzzy?
Still fuzzy.
Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap.
Weirdo.
I don't know. Whatever. As long as you can hear me ramble, that's all I care about, really. Anyway.
Fuzzy's good. This is like good afternoon lighting. It's good.
Yeah, so we hit up a bunch of places. I was really careful about not buying a lot of t-shirts, because I have a bunch that I still need to take pictures of, but I did find some cool ones. I was telling Dana about them. I'm excited to show them off. So, Corey, you little scamper, look at you. What are you doing?
She actually said to me that she has a special super chat.
No, I don't. I haven't. Yes, I want to tell the story, but why are you... You guys, she likes to take away the punchline.
Did I just steal your thunder?
Well, yeah, a little bit. You know, come on. Anyway, Corey, my favorite Corey 111815, just busted out a $9.99 super chat. The small donation toward a new camera from a fan. Also, you should definitely get a P.O. box so we can send support without you losing out on 30% of it. Well, you know what we do? We are going to be sending out. We are going to be setting up a P.O. box. I need to get on it and do that. I need to go for the post.
As a matter of fact, we need to do it this week, because next week we're going to be talking to you about a big fundraising thing that we're going to be doing, not for us, but to help someone in the community.
And not necessarily well, anyway, not a monetary fundraising. We'll talk about it next week. I think you guys are going to be super excited about it, because it's going to be super, super awesome. So we are going to be getting a P.O. box soon. Plus, because guys, I need some more headshots to put up on the wall.
Corey, I think you need to send a headshot.
But Corey, as I've said before, Corey is my favorite Corey, because you know, I mean, there were look at how many were behind that came before him that just weren't up to muster.
111-811.
111-811. They were assholes, you know. So I can't. Here's the thing, guys. I don't know if you haven't heard about this, because there was a cover up. The government was doing an experiment where they were cloning Corys, and they were trying to build a Corey army. And they kept making Corys, and some of them had 3 legs, some of them had 4 eyeballs. Some of them couldn't grow over 2 feet tall. So. And then finally, the government succeeded, and they came up with Corey 111815. So, you don't like that story?
No.
All right, thanks. Thanks a lot.
You gonna do a song?
Well, why? I just told the whole story. Sometimes they get a super chat story. It's gotta be a song every time.
Oh, okay.
That's just. Oh, you're making everything horrible today. Hashtag Mickey ruins everything.
Oh, I can't.
Horrible. Corey, we love you. Oh, he said he'll send a headshot one day.
All right.
What do you have?
Nothing. Are we gonna talk about our?
I said, what do you got to show?
Oh,
nothing.
I didn't get my stuff yet.
What are you doing? Hey, did you guys notice my T-shirt? I think it's pretty awesome. It's my awesome tiger. I got that Deseret Industries. Don't fall over.
I'll try not to.
Okay. All right.
So.
Whoa.
What?
We've got almost 170 people watching live right now. We got 30 thumbs up. What's up with that, guys? So I think that we need to get some more thumbs up. If you guys are watching and you're enjoying my antics, or maybe you're enjoying her
eye rolls.
Go ahead and give us some thumbs up. That would be super awesome. We would much appreciate that. And now Victoria is done being interrupted and wants to show you some shoes.
Jameson's Closet asked, what type of male mannequin do you use? The hollow back.
Yeah, it's just a hollow back. Like,
her photos are so much better than mine, and she uses the hollow back, and I actually have a very expensive mannequin, and my mannequin sucks. My pictures suck compared to hers.
Yeah, like the one I got, it's like, I mean, I bought it at a thrift store, but you can buy them online for like $35, $40. So
less than that. You can get them for a lot less than that actually delivered.
Yeah, so
whatever. You can get them delivered for like 25, 20. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So
what you got?
I've got, I picked these up. These are little Vans collaboration. So I picked these up for $7 at Savers. So
Dana ain't no hollaback girl. I was actually thinking that song, and I was like I was thinking in my head, how could I don't even know, I don't know if I know how it goes well enough to be like,
ain't no hollaback girl.
Only it's my hollaback mannequin. All right, go ahead.
All right, so just a Paul Frank with the little monkeys collaboration. There's like 2 pair priced super high, and one is in another country. I don't know. I think I'm going to sell them, probably like $50, $60. They could sell for more, I suppose. They don't seem to be that popular.
They're really cute.
Kind of hard to find, but I thought they were kind of cute. They're women's size 6, so they're not, they're not one of the most desirable sizes just because it's a little bit on the small side. But I like them. I didn't pay much for them. These are kind of my favorites, and if these were not if these were my size, I'd be keeping them. But these are new. They're new without box for sure. They have not been worn. There's absolutely no wear anywhere on these. But these are Doc Martens. They're not your size either, Dana, so get your eyeballs off them.
Quit looking at them.
Don't even look at them. But these are Doc Martens in a great distressed brown leather. And these were, I did pay up for these a little bit. I paid $25 for these, but I think I can get about $150 out of them. And they're just real cool. You can wear them up or down or whatever. And this distressed with the buckle. I love them.
Yeah, they're super cute.
I wish they were in my size. So that's it for me for shoes. You want to grab a couple things and we'll go in stages here?
Okay. All right.
All right.
Okay. All right. So I got this first thing I got. I haven't done any research on this particular jacket, but this is it's not vintage. This is Diesel. So the brand Diesel. So
Diesel. What? Diesel? What?
Diesel. Whatever.
Why do you say it weird?
Yeah, you're not judging me at all. What? Why do you say it so weird? Oh.
Yeah, somehow I look like the girl from the old lady from Mad TV that sneezes on the sneeze guard.
Oh.
Every time you make that face, that's what I think of.
Why you say it so weird? Oh.
Yes, that one. Every time.
So weird.
Stop.
Anyway, sorry, Diesel. Brand Diesel. So the Diesel brand was super popular in the 90s, I think, right? I remember when I was 18, I had a friend whose family had like a little bit more money, and she gave me a hand-me-down pair of Diesel jeans. And they were like, new. They would have been at the time like $100 jeans. And that was when I was like, oh, now I understand why like paying up for jeans actually sometimes is like a good idea, because they were like the best jeans I ever had. They fit so well.
Katie missed her meds again. That's the best. That comment wins the show today.
Beaker from the Muppets.
Yep, one of the two. Yeah, the face looks like Beaker, but then the voice reminds me of that weird lady.
Anyway, so this is not vintage, but it's really cool. It's got like it's got the spell out logo really big on the back. This style is kind of like the Coach style windbreaker jacket, but this happens to be insulated. But see how it's like straight across the bottom. It's just a snap button. It's got a tie at the bottom, but the inside is lined, and then it's like insulated, and it's got like a nice like kind of cotton lining, and it's got a roll up hood in the back too. I have no idea how much this particular jacket will go for, but what's really cool.
You haven't done much research on it yet.
No, I haven't done any research on it, but Diesel's a really good brand. I've sold some Diesel jackets in the last year and done well with them, and this particular style is really cool. But here's the thing, it didn't have a price tag on it. And some thrift stores won't let you buy something if there's no tag on it, because what happens is There are some stores that have issues with people taking the tags off because it's, maybe it's priced really high and then trying to get like a lower price for it. I've never done that. I'm not into it, but I seem to have pretty good luck at the Saver stores. Usually they're pretty cool and they will give you a price. And I swear, every time this has ever happened.
Because we buy a ton.
Yeah, we buy all the time. And anytime it's ever happened, I swear they always give like a much lower price than what I would have paid for it. So this one, she priced it at $5.99 and then I got 25% off on it. And it's a really nice jacket.
It's going to sell for over 100.
I would imagine I should be able to sell it for at least 100. It's a really cool jacket. It's in great condition. When we went to that Goodwill yesterday, it was 50% off. The jackets were mostly meh, but they
only had like 5 jackets in the whole store.
Really small jackets.
It was Bullhead City. It was it was Arizona, right over the Colorado River, the other side of Laughlin. Nothing special.
Yeah. So I did find a couple of these satin bomber jackets, vintage, probably 90s. This is just Don Laughlin's Riverside Resort Hotel and Casino,
which is just a divey casino in Laughlin.
It's just a divey casino, and it's like there's a lot of casino stuff, obviously, that we find in our area in the thrift stores, and most of it, you would pass on. But these like vintage types of jackets, these are really cool. It's got a cool graphic on it. I'll definitely be able to sell this for $30, $35. And I really like this other one.
That one's older.
This one's older, and I don't even think it's been worn. This is probably 80s. It's this awesome turquoise teal color.
I'd say early 80s on that.
I mean, it's probably, it's West Dark 80s. But I think it's awesome. I think it's dope, man. I think it's
Kelly, I got your email about your t-shirt. I got it.
Yay!
Your t-shirt is going to go out. I'm going to email you back, actually, because you had some specifics to talk about. We don't have any V-neck ones, but I'll send you a message back.
I'll cut a V-neck in one of those t-shirts.
Well, that's what she said she was going to do if we have one that's the right size. That's how I do it for women's shirts too. It's something you got to do when you got big busted. You kind of have to cut the V unless you want it to look like a tablecloth.
Yeah, it looks like
I understand.
Hold on a second. Our chat was disconnected for some reason. I hope you guys are still there.
Did we lose anybody?
I don't know. It disconnected our chat. So.
Oh no.
Anyway, I'm just going to keep going here, and we have no idea if people are still watching or not, but it looks like we still have viewers and stuff. It hasn't started tanking yet. But anyway, why don't you go ahead and show what you have next?
Dana, can you send me a Facebook message? I have my phone in front of me just to let me know if you guys can still see the show. I don't know what happened to the chat.
Whoa! And it just did like a whole error where it's like 500 internal server error. You know what? I still see our viewer number is fine. So usually when we go out, that starts plummeting.
Yeah, I don't think it's
so I think there's just an issue. So why don't you go ahead and show us what you have? So
I have this little doll that I picked up for $7.50. I picked her up at Savers on Thursday. What's nice is that this is not a normal. Sherry Gall says the show is still on. She just messaged me. So thank you, Sherry. I just want to make sure that the viewers can see us. Sorry if we can't interact in the chat right now. Anyway, so this doll is a porcelain head doll. And normally I don't pick these up. But what most people don't know or would not know, or they would have priced this higher, is that this is actually an antique china or bisque doll head. This is, or it could be porcelain, whatever. But this is by this is a French doll. It's AM, which stands for Armand Marseille. And it's made in Germany. And it's a specific type of doll. So it's a baby doll and it has just a very old muslin body. And so I paid $8 and I will sell this for probably about $150. No damage. It's actually in excellent condition considering they threw it in there with a little bit of damage on the ear, I should say. There's a little chip there. They threw it in there with the other crappy $3 collector dolls that are worthless that people paid $200 for in the 90s. But
your phone's blowing.
So yeah, my people are messaging me to let me know that you can't just send messages in the chat. We do know that the chat is down, but the show itself is still not.
I feel so disconnected from everybody.
I know. We like interacting. That's why we do live, not video taped stuff. But anyway, we're going to keep working on refreshing it. It's not us.
Well, no, there's nothing we can do on our end other than refresh. But maybe send us a message when it pops back up.
Yeah. So this cute little baby doll, right? Not a creepy one.
What's up with those lips? They're like bright red.
I don't know. They're painted on. She's a hoary baby doll. I don't
know that is inappropriate.
Red lipstick.
Inappropriate, hussy.
Hey, listen, I grew up in a Catholic school and a little bit of a conservative family. Red lipstick meant you were a hussy.
A hussy.
I love red lipstick.
Whoa. You feel very strongly about that.
So this is the other thing that I picked up. Same store in with the dolls. Look at this creepy mofo.
He is pretty creepy.
He's got a cigar, a dirty face. He's got a little
these cute little patches though.
It's a rubber face. It's actually Rushton. So Rushton is a real popular collectible plush. Usually, this is the first time I've seen this guy, but he's not entirely uncommon. So I paid $6. I'm going to sell him for about $60. Just thought he was kind of interesting. Don't disregard the ugly things because ugly sells.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's going to sell for about $60. Might even sell for more because I do sell internationally, and a lot of people don't sell internationally, and Rushton is very popular internationally. So we'll see how he goes. So that's my two. You can move on.
You want me to show what I got?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got quite a few T-shirts at that Goodwill yesterday. My favorite one that I found is this 80s one. We got 50% off everything. It was priced $2.99, so I got it for $1.50. It's so soft. Feel how soft that is. So nice. So nice. So nice.
So nice.
Anyway, I don't know what this is. It says, "Was it me or my rabbit?" And it says French rabbit. Is that like a type of wine? Look at it. Have you seen this before? Would you guess?
Well, it says table wine, vin de table française, French table wine.
Well, that's why I was asking you. Don't make it sound like I'm stupid. I'm asking you, Frenchie.
No.
I'm asking you, French-speaking lady.
It's funny. It's making me laugh because everybody that we're friends with is messaging me privately through Facebook with the about the chat being down.
Yeah, that's on YouTube's end. So they have some sort of issue. I'm sorry. We feel like we're just speaking out into empty space. So glad to get those messages so we know. But anyway, so this is for some sort of wine. But this is an 80s, just to show you if you want to see what an 80s Hanes tag looks like. This is an 80s 50-50 combed, cotton blend. What are you giggling about over there?
Kelly hip flipping mama. I can't read the chat, but she's sending me messages.
There you go.
Why the F would you show that nightmare looking thing?
Anyway, this has.
You're welcome.
This has single stitch. You can see the single stitch right here. So this is just a really nice, in perfect condition. I doubt it was even worn because this is like, from the 80s, but it doesn't look like it's been worn or washed or anything like that. So I love this. This I can definitely sell for probably like $30. All right, you're gonna need to take your phone off of here because it's buzzing. Maybe put it on your little lappy lap because it's like making a little buzzy sound every time. So I found some cool jackets.
Wouldn't want to interrupt your showing of things.
I'm trying to show I'm trying to show some very serious items here, and you are diminishing the seriousness of what I have to say. Oh yeah, it's still like further out.
Not only is the chat gone, but so is your info box. Keep going. The video is clear.
Don't worry about it, guys. We'll just keep going. So
anyway, now Sherry's messaging me, buzz, just to annoy Katie.
Yeah. So I got, I always pick up these Adidas track jackets. This one I thought was really cool because like you can see how it has this kind of weird.
Again, in my face.
Yep, in your face. It has like this kind of weird, like kind of ribbed definition thing here on the chest. It's kind of cool.
And the collar.
This is, well, what about the collar?
It's got the ribbed collar too.
Oh, well, that's not, that's on something. That's not as unusual. But this one is an Adidas original. You can see the Adidas original tag right there. This is not vintage, but it is definitely like 13 years old. So if you look, or 12 years old. So this tag right here,
maths are hard.
This tag right here did start in like the mid-late 80s, or sorry, 90s, guys, mid-late 90s. But you can see with this tag right here, the great thing about some of the newer Adidas stuff is it actually will have a date. So this right here.
That helps people like me.
Yeah, it actually says 2006. So this is 12 years old.
Spell it out for me, please.
But this was $15.99. I got 25% off on it. So I did pay up for it a little bit, but it's a really cool jacket. It's got the embroidered trefoil on
like
it.
$75 on that, right?
Probably were like 60, but I think it's a really cool jacket. And then I got a couple of sweet vintage Nike jackets. This one was $9.99. Got 25% of that. This is, I call this Jordan era, which is late 80s, early 90s. This gray tag with the red swoosh. Now this one I'm pretty sure is girls. It's a women's because it's a size small, but it is tiny and it's pretty short. What do you think? This looks like, to me, this looks like it's a girl's.
Yeah.
Because it's very, very small in the way that it's shaped. But sorry, this is a really cool jacket. I should be able to sell this.
Kelly already said, stand down, Katie. Is that your impression of me?
No, that's me being irritated. Hashtag Vicky ruins everything. I'm trying to get my flow on here, guys.
She's so rude to me. Do you see how she talks to me?
Anyway, this, you know, women's isn't going to sell as well as men's, but I should still be able to get like 40 bucks for this. But I was excited because not only did I find a gray tag Nike at one store.
What? I'm just looking at you quietly. Why am I in trouble?
Because I saw you, you're like,
now my resting bitch face is getting me in trouble, apparently. Show your dumb things.
So I found that at one Savers, but I was really excited because it was like, I think it was the next one we went to. What did I find? Another gray tag Nike. And this one is actually a men's. This is a size large. It's a nice roomy size large. This I should be able to sell. I will say I'm finding that the gray tag stuff is not moving as quickly as it used to. But I think I should still be able to get, I think I can get 80 bucks for this. And so it might take a little while.
Mine doesn't move at all.
Yeah, hers doesn't move at all. But it's got the roll-up hood. It's a really nice color. I think I'll be able to get 80 bucks for this.
You do great with your streetwear stuff, and I really do think it's because you have a bit of a following. I think people know that's what you're selling now. So I think your vintage streetwear stuff definitely sells better than mine, even though I have some really great stuff. It sits and sits and sits.
And you know what? I don't know that I necessarily have some sort of big following of buyers. I will say this is one of the areas where I think having a niche that I stick with, like doing all men's clothing, is that somebody might find my store. They might find me because of one particular item, and then they'll go and look at what else I have. And because it all falls within a certain genre, a certain category and type style of stuff, they can go and peruse my store and find cool stuff. Whereas if they find something in her store and they go to look, if they're only looking for one particular type of thing, it's going to be kind of bogged down with all this other stuff. Like they're not going to care about dolls or, you know, all these other hard goods if they're looking for men's streetwear. So I totally get that might be the case.
Yeah. So we're still live, still no problem with the video.
Yeah, we still have like a bunch of people watching.
Chat. None of our links are showing. I guarantee all of this stuff is going to pop up when it's shown as the replay. The links will still be there and all that stuff.
Yeah, everything will show up. It's just
Cheryl.
Oh, it's back. It's back.
Ooh,
hey guys, go ahead.
Refresh.
If you haven't refreshed, go ahead and refresh. It looks like the chat is back. I was refreshing a bunch of times and finally everything is like loaded up. So if you are watching and you don't see the chat, refresh it.
Yep. So Cheryl sent me a message. She had to piss off Katie with the bubbles.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
What you got?
I am just going to talk about a couple of board games. I do really like board games because board games are generally priced really low in the store. And again, you don't know if they're complete when they're there. I suppose you could spend all the time like opening them and checking to make sure everything's complete. But really, it's usually like a $2 or $3 gamble. Like, just go for it.
Yeah.
I don't sell them if they're not complete, unless it's something that has a great value. I generally won't sell them. I will buy pieces to make them complete if they're worth something. And if they're not, I just redonate them. There are plenty of people that will sell prices and sell pieces and piece out game pieces. I don't do that. I generally, it's just, too much of a hassle.
It's just tedious. And so it's like, but everybody has their own way of doing things and their own model. It's like, we need those people that sell them by pieces because then you can go and buy them.
You can buy them and complete
them.
So I definitely don't do that, but there's nothing wrong with doing that. I mean, I'm not somebody that's going to sell anything for $6, but I'm glad people do.
Yeah.
Because that's how I complete my stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
So I picked up these 2 strange board games this week that I had never seen before.
I love them.
And I think that they're pretty cool. So one of them is this game from the 70s. And this is before my time, but apparently this was a TV show or a movie. Lucan, the game. Something about a wolf. All right, seriously,
Yeah, whatever.
ridiculous. Oh my goodness, Brenda said her husband has paused his football game so he could watch you live.
What?
Yay, we beat football. Anyway, I've never heard of this before. I did take a look. I had to look it up on WorthPoint because there's one that has sold recently on eBay, but only having one, and they sold it in an auction. So it sold super cheap. So if you have a rare item, yeah, sometimes put it in auction, but it's a board game. I'm not gonna
There aren't people out there looking for Luke in the board game who are gonna be like, okay, I gotta get in and make sure I bid them up. We're gonna get into a bidding war and it's gonna be crazy.
So anyway, in this case, this was complete. So the top of the game and the box are pretty faded, but the inside of the game is sealed.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool.
Ah, I almost died, guys. She was hit me in the face. Thrifty Christie, $2 super. How about here's my super chat song. I got hit in the face. I got hit in the face.
That's not a song.
Whatever. You would have like a sick beat underneath it. So it'd be like, you got to have like a beat to it. And then you'd be like, I got hit in the face. Good thing for the super chat. Good thing for the super chat. I got hit in the face. Gonna spend that $2 on some Band-Aids to put on my face because I got hit in the face by a board game. That's like my, I pretty much sound just like Eminem. That was like
it might be pronounced Lucian, but Luca means wolf. So I'm not entirely sure the pronunciation.
Well, wolves that's like lichen.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know that there's a lot of different languages. L-U-C-U-C.
All I know is that Thrifty Christie loves my Eminem.
Just why do you encourage her? Anyway,
I got hit in the face.
I'm gonna punch you in the face. You are gonna get hit in the face in a minute. As my mother used to say, do you want a knuckle sandwich?
Did you like it better when I was sick?
She's just not okay. Anyway, I paid about $2 for it. I'm probably going to sell it for the $40 or $50 range. That's where I'm going to put it. I think it's going to sell for $40. When I took a look at, there's only a handful of them, so it hasn't been that popular, but there's literally only a handful of them, even on, what was I just saying? WorthPoint. So, and it sells it with shipping in the $40 range.
Self-Destruct has a lot of respect for you and the fact that you're a strong woman to put up with me.
Seriously, you have no idea. You guys just see a small portion of it. I live this 24/7.
Oh, poor you.
Oh, see, Lucan was a boy raised by wolves. Apparently, that's a TV show. It's before my time. So it was like late 70s is this game. I think it was 1978. I was 3. So I
wasn't even alive yet. So
I certainly wasn't watching anything.
I didn't even exist yet, Cougar.
It's a game about a wolf, not a cougar. Anyway, the other game that I picked up for about $2 is this board game made at Stanford University. So Stanford, the game, it's from 1981. And there has been 1 or 2 that have sold. Again, I think they sold them pretty cheaply. But it was this game that was made apparently by people in Stanford. And they made a board game and sold it. And
I'm sorry.
So many of them.
If somebody gifted me a board game and then wrote the message right on the board, I feel like I'd be a little irritated. But this was to Irene and, well, it says Irene and James, not James. Maybe it's James. Irene and James, in case you feel you missed something by going to school back east, the college experience from our game tycoon to another.
From one game tycoon to another.
The true college experience. So apparently, yeah, that's kind of funny.
Anyway, yeah.
My apologies.
So one game tycoon to another. So apparently this must be someone that, I don't know who, maybe it's the guy that created the game. Who knows? Might be Draper.
Or somebody that, I think it's like a dig on them for not going to school, to school on the East Coast. But Amy G says, ha ha, ha ha. I love y'all more than pecan pie. I love y'all more than pecan pie. So she says.
Pecan.
That's a pecan. I'm saying it like
I think it's pecan.
She said, I love y'all more than pecan pie.
Because it's a y'all?
Yeah.
That's a horrible Southern accent.
I love y'all. I get my accent from, what's her name?
Paula Dean.
Paula Dean, when she says she wants to put some boudinot in this. You'd be mix it up with the boudinot and you're going to make you some pecan pie.
It's pecan when it's Southern.
It's a pecan pie with the boudinot in it.
Just stop.
Super chat. Super chat. J'ai super chatty. Y'all.
All right. It's a bit much. It's a bit much. Let's keep the show going.
Flipping South likes my pecan pie with the boudinot in it.
Shut up.
Remember how earlier today you loved me?
I don't even know.
Go ahead. Continue.
Anyway, I did pay up a little bit for this. I did pay about $12 for this in the software area. But this is so Chief Architect design. So this is CAD. This is considered CAD design. It's a 3D architect design software. This is an older version, but it's still a complete older version. And it has the, it even has the, what was I going to say? The code, the key to use it. So anyway, I paid like $12 or $14 for this. I did throw it up on Amazon real quick for $300 because that's what they tend to be going for on Amazon. Not a ton of them on eBay, but they do sell for a couple $100, even the older version. This is a, you know, it's one of those things like that's hard to find, you know, the CAD design. So, and it hasn't really changed a lot, and it still works with Windows. It's still an older.
Oh, it's the student version.
So does that software help organize a house of eBay merch? God, yeah. I wish, but no. So I, you know, older software is not always dead. You just need to make sure that it has the information in it that it needs for it to run and work properly.
Yeah.
And you know, it's not really, it's still using discs. It's not anything that's like super outdated.
Rules?
I know, right? It's not super outdated. So don't worry about, you know, just make a chance when you're in the store, take the chance and scroll through some of the older software that's usually in with themes. So I think it's going to sell for quite a bit.
Awesome.
So you go ahead. I've only got 3 more things.
Okay.
And we're headed into it the hour-and-a-half mark now.
Yeah,
sorry, guys.
Whatever. We had some difficulties anyway.
It's our usual hour-and-a-half.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got like a ton of people watching right now. If you guys want us to keep going and keep showing you stuff that we found, give us a thumbs up. I see that there's over 160 people watching right now. Only 78 thumbs up. Get us up to 100 and we'll keep going showing you guys stuff, because seriously, I still haven't shown the best stuff that I found this week.
Me either.
So
I hung on to the best stuff.
We got the best stuff for last. So if you want to keep seeing it, Thrifty Christy says that her sister-in-law said that I am her spirit animal.
Oh dear God. Was that your animal? What is that? What kind of animal is that?
I don't even know. I like it though. Hey, we still need 20. Oh, whoa, it just jumped up a bunch. We only need like 8 more thumbs up. Come on, guys. Come on. Anyway, I've had a couple of cool sweatshirts this week. I'm pretty stoked about this one.
I like this one.
It was only $3.99.
It's not a cat one.
I got 25% off. It is not a cat one. Check it out, guys. This is Live with Regis. Live with Regis. I'm showing you guys anyway.
Before Kelly even existed.
We still need 7 more thumbs up, though, guys, if we're going to keep going. But Pat Norman says that we can go all night. He's listening and he's watching, so keep on going. But seriously, check it out. Bam! Live with Regis. I don't even know. I haven't looked it up yet. But, I mean, Kelly's been on for a long time. So, I mean, I don't know that this is shit. I don't
this was before Regis, but after.
No. Before Kelly.
Yeah, before Kelly, but after Kathy Lee, because it used to be Live with Regis and Kathy Lee.
Right.
So it's somewhere in that small break where it was just Regis when Regis was doing
because she's been doing it for like a good 15 years, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's been 20, but definitely for a long time. So Live with
like
Regis.
Kelly, but I loved Regis. I was not a big fan of Kathy Lee. Yeah. She kind of annoys the heck out of me. Still does.
But
But I like him.
Well, he's a little wild and crazy like me. He gets a little wild, makes a lot of funny sounds and stuff.
Really? Regis?
He used to.
Oh, see, he wants the good one.
Oh,
Justin Packman wants the Red Neckerson one, and he hasn't.
Oh, he wants a little doggy. Who doggy? We're getting a lot of the South in here with our booter now. Our booter now get that who doggy. We're gonna get on down there. We're gonna get on down there to the ranch. We're gonna do a little who doggy. A little who doggy. We're gonna go on a cattle drive. We're gonna go on a cattle drive with just a Pac-Man. We're gonna who doggy. We're gonna take some booter and all. And we're gonna call them cows home. We're gonna be like who doggy. A little bit of yeah. A couple more shots there. What do you think?
I think she just killed a few of my brain cells. I think she killed a few of her brain cells. I can't.
Home on the super chat.
Just stop. just stop. David's like, even David. Nice David from Florida. This is all day.
Dude, I bet you just can't wait to go home after Christmas and have my sister and me in the same room together because it gets real crazy.
We literally sleep about 6, maybe 7 hours a night, and this is 7 hours is a big.
All right, I have another sweatshirt here. This is a cool one of those Hawaiian, those hang ten ones, and this one's got like it's fuzzy. It's got the fuzzy on it, hang ten.
It's got the little feet on the front, the hang 10 feet on the front.
That's what I was just showing.
No, that's the back.
No, that's the. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Sorry, that was the back.
Oh, look, did you hear that? I'm right.
I don't have a problem admitting that you are correct. Okay.
Looks like Regis was on his own from 2000 to 2001. See, that's a very specific shirt then.
Nice. Anyway, yeah, so it's got the little feet on the front. And so this is 90s. This is like pretty popular in the 90s. All right. I'm going to show these t-shirts.
Vicky, make a signal if you need help. I'm blinking.
Whatever. He loves me just the way that I am, you guys. You remember when you like had me move across the country to come be with you? And then you encouraged me to sell my car, and now you're just stuck with me. I'm not going anywhere. Mm-hmm. Guys, I moved here with my inventory and a couple changes of clothes. That was about it.
She needs a skateboard.
You did this to yourself, okay? Anyway, so I was saying that when I was out shopping, I have a bunch of t-shirts that I still haven't photographed yet because I seriously had so much stuff that I had to photograph last week. And the t-shirts I saved the last. And so this time I was being very careful. I wasn't, usually when I shop t-shirts, I'm like, I go one by one by one by one. Because I find a lot of cool stuff, even stuff that's not vintage. But when I'm not wanting to pick up too many more t-shirts, what I'll do is I don't go super fast, but I'll go kind of slowly, and I'll look at like the collars of the t-shirts. And I'm gonna miss some, but it definitely helps me to I see vintage t-shirts jump out and I'll look at them. So anyway, I went to Crazy Town, which is one of our savers here, and I didn't find any jackets, no sweatshirts. And so then I went and looked at the t-shirts, and I found 4 vintage t-shirts by doing my little method of looking at the collars. So you can see on these, it's like, see how the collar is like kind of wide. And then I can, once I see that, it'll jump out at me. I can see that there's the single stitch. This is actually a 1993 Final Four champions, North Carolina. Look at that. It's a really cool, it's still new. It's got like the sticker on it. This is a brand new t-shirt from 1993. Like, how cool is that? Like, this will definitely, what is it? The Tar Heels, the North Carolina Tar Heels. And it even shows their score on it and everything. So somebody's going to be totally into this. This is something that would end up being like a cool Christmas present, I think. Mm-hmm. And then I found this one's a bit more worn out, but this is a 1989 champions t-shirt, national champions t-shirt for Michigan. And this is what I always say to people when you're looking at t-shirts. This is how you learn tags. When you find stuff like this where it literally has the date right on it, And then you see this Hanes t-shirt. Bam. Remember I was showing you guys earlier, this Hanes t-shirt. This t-shirt, this tag is late 80s, early 90s. So definitely an 80s tag. And then this is the one, Dana, I was telling you about that was super awesome. Old school screen stars. So this is 80s screen stars.
Super popular in Japan.
Yep. And so I love seeing these tags. The tag does not inherently make it valuable necessarily.
No, because
but
there's some
what,
screen stars that are just
or they're just blank, and people definitely buy those, but not for a lot. They're not like huge.
Mm-hmm.
This one though is awesome. This is my favorite one. It says, "We love to ham it up for you, Robinson's Racing Pigs." Like, how cool. Look at him. He's got his little Ray-Bans on. Like, I love this t-shirt, and it's in great condition. It's an awesome t-shirt. Doesn't have a date on it, but like I said, this tag is definitely like early
80s.
to mid 80s. I love this t-shirt. And then the other one I got is another dead stock one. This one, you can see this Fruit of the Loom tag.
Collar.
This is actually this is the 90s tag, but again, you can see that kind of wide collar. That's what I'll see jump out at me. And then when I look closer, it's got single stitch.
Usually longer arms too.
Yeah, and this one is, it just says, "I survived," and it's Emerald River Golf Course. This is just like an old golf course t-shirt. But I found all four of those at Crazy Town. I was pretty excited about it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Know what I'm saying?
Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? All right, go ahead.
All right, so this is one that I found when Chris was with us on Wednesday. Again, I only sourced on Wednesday, and then I grabbed like 2 things yesterday and the crappy Goodwill.
Really quick. This Tar Heels t-shirt is an extra large. Somebody was asking. An extra large. And because it's the 90s, it's probably even bigger than what your extra large today would be. Because
yeah, they went for baggier.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I picked this up. It was like $4.99. I paid 20% off of that, so it was like $4 in this box. And I just knew it was nice. I did not know that it was worth a ton. So I picked this thing up, and don't ask me why, but these spirit tiles by the Houston LLEW, it's an artist, and this is copper over glass, or glass over copper, or something like that. This sells for several $100s.
That's crazy.
I know. What?
Crazy.
So I have this listed right now. There are no other ones of this particular model available on eBay or Amazon. You can get a couple through the website directly, but it is a retired one. And I have this listed for about $400 right now, or best offer. I mean, I'll take anything over 150, awesome. Maybe $200. I have like nothing invested in it.
Sonny thinks I should keep the ham shirt for myself. Listen, I love it, but I love vintage t-shirts.
You love money more.
I love selling them. I love having them. I love finding really cool t-shirts like that and selling them. I don't really like to keep the vintage ones because I'm like, I want to sell them.
It does not light up, Sonny. I don't know what the deal is with these things, but they're, again, spirit tiles. It's just painted over copper, and it's a little heavy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you can hang it on the wall. It stands by itself because it's got a thick like bottom. They're by a specific artist. I don't know. Look them up. Spirit Tiles, Houston. It's LLEW. I don't really know what the deal is with them. I think they're nice, but I probably would have picked this up or thought this was going to be, you know, some tchotchke at a craft store for $30, yeah. Not hundreds.
Big Mac says that when I make my chin face, I remind him of Ursula from The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, that's a nice look.
You poor unfortunate souls. Unfortunate souls.
Yeah, I don't even know. Just stop. This is something else that I picked up. I got this one at the thrift store near us that we stopped at after we dropped Chris off.
Man, you guys, if you're not paying attention right now, pay attention right now. Stop what you're doing. Stop listening. Stop it. Stop it.
Look, Christopher Radko and Fitz and Floyd are two brands of Christmas type of things that I love. Christopher Radko makes ornaments more than anything else. They're painted ornaments, and they sell very, very well, especially the retired ones. I've sold ornaments for a couple $100s a piece in the past. I had a collection that I sold for someone that was the 12 Days of Christmas, or anything that has to do with Scrooge and Dickens. Those sell for a couple $100s a piece. They're excellent, very highly collectible. But Wizard of Oz, another one, highly collectible, Christopher Radko. And they're usually the ornaments that are like this big. Not the little ones, but the big ones. They sell well. Retired or better. In any case, this was a Christopher Radko cookie jar.
Check it out, guys. Gonna learn some knowledge here.
It's a cookie jar, right? So it was priced at $12.99. I get paid 20% off of that. Marshall Fields, it's a department store, specifically cookie jar for a department store by Christopher Radko. Made in 2004. It was only made specifically for that. But anyway, I paid about, what, $10 for this thing? I listed it on Wednesday.
Okay.
For $400. And I sold it today for $335.
What?
I didn't even put that in my Schultz. It's paid for. What? It'll be shipped tomorrow.
What? That's crazy.
I listed it quickly because I knew it was worth a lot, and it's Christmas time.
That is nuts.
I probably could have held out for more. Why?
$330 from 10
for a freaking cookie jar.
Like 2 days.
And that's awesome. On the high side. That's on the high side for what these sell for.
Yeah,
it may even be the highest.
Grandma Cheap Cheap says, what?
Yeah.
Blowing my mind, man. And apparently Big Mac is a lady. So my apologies, m'lady.
And so there's that. And then I have one more thing. Don't pass up cookie jars. Thank God it's in its own box. Because I'm just going to double box that. I'm going to wrap the heck out of it, double box it, and ship it off. This was something I actually picked up a week and a half ago, and I forgot to show it last week. And I brought it all the way up here. I brought it up here last week. This I paid 50% off. It was $14.99, and then we went shopping on 50% off day. So I paid $7.50. $7.50. This is a new in the box teak CD writer.
Yeah.
So it's again electronics, vintage electronics. I paid $7.50. This is going to sell for about $250. I have to get it listed this week.
I see Derek Yamamoto in the chat, and he says, what? And then he gave us a yay.
Yay.
I haven't seen that guy in a while. What's going on? What's up with that? What's up with that?
We just played Cards Against Humanity with
that was like
Rachel.
Forever ago. That was like over a week ago.
A week and a half ago.
That was like over a week ago.
I'm sorry.
Derek, I miss you.
Missy not Carter. Sorry. That's somebody local here. Missy Carver had a huge sale today, bought something for $30 and sold it today in 30 minutes after listing for $325. What is it? We want to know.
Oh man, you got to tell us about that for sure. Yeah, see, Derek says it was like a month ago. It was like a forever ago. But I think they're coming over for Thanksgiving, so it's okay.
I don't know. They haven't RSVP'd yet.
I saw that my friend Amber did. I saw it said she was going.
All right, good.
So I just RSVP'd today. I was on the fence about it.
How did I get the knowledge? I don't know. Here's the thing. I've just been doing this for a long time, and I've always been interested in a million different things. I used to do consignment for people, and that was how I learned about Fitz and Floyd and Radko, because the person that I sold, she was an enormous hoarder collector, and I sold hundreds and hundreds.
Fine line, guys.
I did hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of things that I sold for her, and that was about 5 years ago. Before that, I knew nothing about Fitz and Floyd or Christopher Radko. So I probably would have bought that cookie jar anyway, but I don't think I would have thought it was going to sell for that much. Right. You know? Yeah, for sure.
Derek says he doesn't do RSVP. So Derek, are you going to come hang out with us or what?
And I do a lot of, I like hard goods. I like hard goods because the ROI on hard goods is so much better than clothing for me.
It's true, but I hate them.
But Katie has no interest in it, and that's okay. That means that I get actually the majority of the store to myself when we thrift together.
Yep.
So anyway.
All right, so we are down to the very last part.
So that was my last one.
That was your last? So I'm going to get into, I did some retail arbitrage. Of course, I don't know. It's like, is it really retail arbitrage when I'm only buying like a few things here and there? It's not like I go and buy like a whole shelf full of stuff, whatever. But I did go to a couple of different places.
I just wanted to answer Sharking Mom. Yes, I did open the box. I actually am going to sell it as new open box. I opened it to test it and make sure everything was in there.
Yeah.
But once I opened it, everything was like still mint.
Did you see that Justin was asking about that the wine glass thing? You want to know what was on the bottom? I think it was just I think it was just like initial, like a signature.
An initial or signature of the designer.
Yeah, it's kind of like a cool, it's like a J something or yeah, it's just like a signature.
Yeah, and it's numbered in the back.
Yeah. All right, so I went to a couple of Ross stores, and at one I found these really cool Levi's kind of trucker jackets. But what's really cool about these is that these are actually, they're called commuter jackets because they're actually for cycling. They're actually designed for somebody to wear that is riding on their bike, but they want to still look fashionable. So they're actually really, really cool. They've got a couple of really neat features. They come down. You can see they come down in the back here. They also have, if you see how this is buttoned right here. Hold on a second. I got to unbutton it. They have a thing where you can have it buttoned the way it was buttoned. And then you just flip it over and button it like this. And this little doohickey here is actually a reflective strip. So it just kind of adds to like the safety, although they should be riding with lights even so. And then it also actually has a zip out hood in the back. So it's this really cool, it's almost like, it's like disguised as like this denim trucker jacket, but it actually has like a stretch material. It's vented in the back. Like if you look here, it actually has venting so that they're getting some air. So you can see right through here. So these are super cool. I think they're super cool. And so I went ahead, I actually bought 4 of them. They were priced at $36.99. I think I can get during the holidays. I think I'll be able to sell these for closer to $100. I noticed that most of the listings that are up right now, all they say is the title of them. They just say they're Levi's commuter trucker jackets. They don't even have cycling in their title, which I think is weird. Because I think there's a lot of people that wouldn't even know these exist, but they might be looking for a cycling jacket. And if they put in the word cycling, they're going to come across my listing and hopefully buy them. So I bought 4 of these. I think they're super rad. Definitely paid up for them, paying $37 a piece. But like I said, if I can flip these in the next month for $100 each, then that's a pretty good deal.
For sure. Peg had a question. How do I protect myself from buyers who take the insides of the electronics and claim item not as described and return it broken? I think that is a very big conspiracy theory that people talk about a lot, but does not happen often. Yeah. I've been selling electronics and selling hard goods on eBay for 15 years. I have never had that happen to me. Never. I had one buyer a couple of months ago that we actually talked about, that I sold a vintage projector to. It was new in the box, new old stock from the 70s from Japan. Not the buyer, the projector was Japanese. And the buyer paid $200 and something for it. And then they opened an item not as described and sent it back to me. They said that it didn't work. And I think basically they broke it. They got it and it came back to me and it was all jacked up. And I called eBay and I told them about it and they closed the case in my favor. And I did not refund the buyer. Yeah.
Posture Club, Poshmark Canada reseller. We just got Canadian money, y'all. What? $2 super chat.
I think that's
super
like
chat. Super chat.
$4
chatty. Eh? Super chatty. Eh? What don't you like about my super chat song, eh?
A boot.
Anyway, thank you so much for the $2 super chat.
We like the Canadian super
I will
chats.
say, so Flippin' South says, record all expensive INAD returns. That's what I do. I record every unpacking of returns. I don't trust people. Listen, here's the thing. Really, it does not happen like crazy like you would think it does based on people reporting about it. If you spend time first of all, recording it doesn't really, might make you feel better.
It's not really going to protect you.
It's not going to protect you because it doesn't really prove anything. Like, okay, unless you're like every single time you pick up a package at the post office, you are recording yourself taking the box directly from the post.
Here's the thing.
Hold on, let me finish. You were recording yourself taking the box from the post person, and who knows, you could have resealed it, and it's just it doesn't prove anything. And so you're spending all this time, and the one time, even if it did help you, like how much of your time's worth money. Like what do I just think you're spending too much time on preventing something that's probably not going to happen most of the time, right? Yeah,
I agree with you, because here's the thing. You're going to spend way too much time documenting things, and that amount of time can be better spent doing other things, making yourself money. If you get burned, maybe once, The worst case scenario is that you are out the money that you paid for the product. If you are sourcing your products properly, what is that going to cost you? 10 bucks? 20 bucks?
I'd rather sell. Oh, I got to pay somebody back some money. Sell. I don't want to be like all along the way, like, okay, prevention. Maybe I'll get to sell here and prevention. Like it's like you put so much time and energy into things, worrying about things that are going to happen. That's where I say remove all obstacles, do everything you can to make it as easy as possible for people to buy stuff from you. And you're going to be selling too much stuff to worry about the very rare occurrence that something bad happens. And to be honest, eBay, people can say that eBay is all about the buyers, but that's not true. Every time something has come up in this last year where you've had an issue or I've had an issue, I'm telling you,
eBay has sided
9 out of 10 times, eBay will side with you if you are doing things the way you're supposed to be doing them.
I had one thing that I lost money on. One. Yes, I get returns all the time. People claim it's not as described just so they can, I don't know why I have free returns. I don't know why they still say that if it's fit.
And let me tell you, she yells, she throws stuff. I hear her down there cussing it up a storm.
And it happens. And I get the return and then I turn around and I sell it for more. Yeah. But I've had exactly one thing that I lost money on this year, and it was a lost item to Chile.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
One.
Yep.
And it was nothing I can do about it because it just didn't show as delivered, and the customer won the item. You know, they won it. First they waited 3 months to open it with eBay. eBay closed it, sided with me. It was outside of the frame. Then they opened it with PayPal, and I could not prove delivery. So even though it was outside of a 30-day or 90 days, PayPal gives 180 days or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
So I lost the money. It was 60 bucks.
Yeah. Anyway, but
big deal.
You know, if people are saying like it happens, listen, we get it.
It's a cost
we
of
get
doing
it.
business.
Things do happen.
If you owned your own store and you had people walking in and buying things from you, you would have people walking in and stealing things from you.
It just happens.
It's called shrinkage.
Yeah. So it's a matter of like focusing your attention on the things that are going to help you get more sales and following procedure in order to protect yourself, but don't create your own procedures. Don't create extra work for yourself. Because yes, maybe it does happen, but again, I think some sellers have an expectation that if things aren't going 100% right all the time, then there's a failure, and that's just not true. It's just things happen, and just like, you know, sometimes
it does happen.
Stuff breaks, sometimes stuff does get legitimately
It's a part of
lost.
doing business, and it gets frustrating, and nobody likes to lose money, believe me. You know, it doesn't matter whether that $20 is important to you or is not important to you on a day-to-day basis. It ticks me off no matter when it happens, every time. If you focus on the bad, you are doing what is called, you're holding your own objections.
Yeah, just move straight ahead.
You
Don't
are
waste
focusing on the what if, what can happen. This buyer's going to scam me on this. That buyer's going to scam me on that. There are more good people than bad people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
There are more good buyers and good sellers than not. And occasionally you're going to run into that jackass that is going to irritate you and make you want to quit the whole business. But guess what? It's not worth it. Flip out, go throw something outside, have a hissy fit like I do, and then move on.
Word. Word up. All right, guys. Man, we are coming up on the 2-hour mark. This is like been a ridiculous show.
This might be the longest ever.
It is the longest. Yeah, we apologize for giving you more of what you want. Whatever. Anyway, I'm a show. So I went to, so I usually don't thrift shoes. I've said this before. I don't do much of thrifting of shoes because of the kind of shoes I sell. I do a lot of streetwear and stuff like that. And people are very particular about their streetwear and their shoes or sneakers. I prefer to buy new. And so a lot of times when I do thrift them, they're usually new. So this particular pair is actually a brand new pair of shoes, a brand new pair of Nikes. These are Stefan Janoski. This is like a Nike skateboard type of shoe. And so these are actually like super cool, brand new. You can see they're perfect on the bottom. This is a really cool floral print, black and white floral print. And so I picked these up. They were $29.99. I got 25% off on them. So I definitely paid up for them. But this particular one, I think I can get anywhere from $80 to $100 for. I think they're a really cool pair of shoes. And I just, especially with the holidays, I want to get more new stuff in my store. So then last thing I did is I actually decided to go to Nordstrom Rack to look at their shoes. Now, Nordstrom Rack, their prices tend to be a little steep. They also sell a lot of like really higher end, like super expensive stuff, like shoes that are hundreds of dollars. And then they'll be like, and you can get them for $200. And so I don't tend to go there a lot, but I decided to go into the Nordstrom Rack because it's right across the street from a store I had just been in. And this is like the last place I was going to go to. And when you just need one more. Like you need one more score. Have you ever felt that way?
Sure.
When you're
this is a very long show.
Can I finish or not? Can I finish or not?
I suppose.
Do you guys want to see what I got at Nordstrom Rack?
Okay, one last thing.
We need
one last thing.
Like, give us 15. No, get us to 120 upvotes.
Really? That's being greedy.
Am I being greedy?
We're just gonna wait here.
Okay, I'm just gonna sit here.
Grab what you want to talk about.
You know,
talk about it.
Here's the thing: things would go much more quickly if you just let me do my thing. Because now, just a principle alone, I'm just gonna sit here and wait for those thumbs up to go up.
It's not happening. Look, you didn't even get one.
There's a delay.
You're done
have
whining.
Have faith in the people. We have 164 people watching right now. Have some faith. Have some faith. No faith? All right, whatever. Anyway,
it's two.
See, I got a couple. So anyway, so a lot of times stuff is overpriced. However, I noticed that they, at least at this particular Nordstrom Rack, they had a lot of Vans. And I love Vans shoes. So I actually was like looking to see if there were any for me myself. And I noticed that like they price me, myself, and I. So I noticed that they price all of them at $30, regardless of what they are. The ones that were my size were a little boring, weren't worth reselling. But I started like kind of looking a little bit closer, and then a pair of them jumped out, and they were like really super cool. And I'm like, oh, maybe they have some other ones that are kind of cool like this. And so I took my time and went through, and I ended up getting 5 pairs of Vans shoes. And here's the ones that jumped out at me first that made me realize like, oh, I should take a closer look. So David Ocean So wants to know how I would ship the trucker jacket. Yeah, I would actually ship it in a padded flat rate mailer because it's not a very big jacket. It's a relatively small. I can just fold it up, roll it, and fit it right in a padded mailer. So it's actually super cheap, $6.90 on eBay. Anyway, this is the pair that jumped out at me.
You know we gotta leave in like an hour at this point.
Again. The more you interrupt me, the more you call out how long this is taking, the longer it's going to take.
Okay, peace. I'm done.
You want to get ready? I'm almost done. I'm almost done, guys. Anyway, so this is a collab with Daniel Russo, and it's really cool, like surfer pictures and stuff. I think they're super awesome. So I picked these up, paid $30 for them. I think I can sell these for about $100. Really, really cool pair of shoes. And so I actually got 2 pairs of these in 2 different sizes, 10.5 and 11, which are like super common, desirable sizes for men. I got those.
Come on, I don't think I'm in a rush. We've been on the air for 2 hours. I'm trying not to
I
bore
know,
you guys.
but they can leave at any time. Nobody's making.
I can't. I'm
nobody's making
hostage.
them stay.
I'm
okay.
Being held hostage.
Yes, you are. You guys go do something else. It's okay. Anyway, I got this pair of these really cool skull and bones. I think maybe it's just skull. There's a couple bones there. There's a little skull and crossbones there. These are super awesome. But they were my size. I would totally probably keep. I would keep those. But they're like size
if I like
13.
Vans.
I think I could sell these for around $80. So all of these, I'm hoping to get like 80 to 100, maybe a little over 100 for those Daniel Russo ones. But these I think I can get about $80 for. I actually have 2 watchers on these ones already. Safe word, but
hell,
this pair I almost kept for myself. I'm an 8.5. These are a 9. They probably would fit me, but look how awesome these are. So these are I'm trying to get close here. It's actually corduroy and the check thing. So I paid $30 for these. I think these I could definitely sell for 80 to 100. They're really, really cool. There's actually a pair of checkerboard corduroy collab Vans and Supreme out right now that are going for like a few $100s that look really, really similar to these ones. So I'm hoping I'll be able to sell these. I almost want to keep them for myself, but I feel like it would be hard to keep this from getting super dirty because it's like this really, the soft corduroy. So I think these are super cool. And then let's see, the last pair I got are these really super cool. These are Mountain Edition Vans. You can see it says Mountain Edition, and it's this really cool leather suede, and then it's got the checkerboard right there. I think these are actually really, really cool shoes, and they got the little mountain there. And again, every single pair I bought there are $30, and I think I can get 80 to 100 for all of them. And the thing about shoes is they're super fast to photograph, and they're super fast to list. And so I can bust out, like I got all these listed and photographed and everything like within about 30 minutes. And so, yeah, that's about it. Are you satisfied with the speed at which I wrapped that shit up?
Adequate.
Adequate?
It was adequate.
Anyway, I think they're pretty cool. Or as loyalty makes you family, those are sick, y'all.
All right, kids.
All right, we just busted out 2 hours of
ridiculousness,
primo content, guys. Okay, you can take that 2 hours. You can mix in some boozer and all, and who doggy it up. Okay, and now your sales are going to skyrocket because you just wasted 2 hours. Anyway, all right, awesome. Hey, listen, we're not going to get David, we're not going to get into anything more about the offers for watches. We just did a video on it on Wednesday's show. We don't have time anymore now. We're 2 hours in. I apologize that we went so far over. I'm sorry. We just like the show so much that we don't want to do anything else with our lives, okay?
Yep, that's pretty much it. But I got to go get ready.
We love you guys. We got to get ready. I got to put my cool new tie clip on and my new tie and look real spiffied up. And we're going to go have a fun time tonight. But we really appreciate you coming and watching. So seriously, we love you guys.
Go make some money.
Go make some money. Go do some listing. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. All that jazz. Holiday week coming up. We are doing a show on Wednesday. It'll be at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, per usual. It's a special show because it's right before Thanksgiving. So we'll probably do like some extra special prizes, extra prizes and stuff like that. She likes to give away stuff.
Because what are we thankful for?
Everything.
I don't know.
I'm thankful for our family, which I think you guys are part of. So
I like our reseller family and friends.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we'll talk more about that on Wednesday. So that show will be on Wednesday. And of course, we'll have a regular Friday show. But hey, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe. If you haven't joined the Boss Facebook group, go ahead and join the group. We're an okay group of people.
We're kind of fun.
We're okay. We're all right. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys.
Peace out. Bye.
Doggy.